On this week's episode of A Beer and a Bet, we talk all things Mitch Beer racing, upcoming runners, and a few recent purchases. On this week's episode of A Beer and a Bet. Welcome to A Beer and a Bet, and Beery, just talk us through it. What is going on?
Well, mate, I've had to resort to the balaclava. I'm evading the police because we absolutely stole a couple at Classic this week. Stole them. So
Yeah.
I'm laying low incognito with my balaclava on because we brought two at Classic. Artful Persuasion's little sister for 40 grand,
Beauty.
and a Profiteer colt. He'll go like stink off shit, that horse, and we paid 10,000 for him. So everyone's happy. We spent 5 days at Classic Sale. We came home with a Tiger of Malay and a Profiteer. Can't say that was on the bingo card at all, but we love value when we see it.
Nor was having you in a balaclava, so that's different. Is that
This is
George's
actually it's
undies?
actually now it's a gimp mask, but it doubles as a balaclava when you need it. It was in George's bedside drawer. I just found it.
Okay. That's great. That's outrageous. How itchy is it? Looks uncomfortable
Nah,
as all hell.
mate, it's coming off. It's coming off. I'm sweating up like a slipper favorite with that thing on.
Oh, dearie me. Well, you didn't want to script this week. You said it's all boring, it's all too scripted, so we're just going to roll into it. November Falls. Well, actually, you know what? With those colours in mind, let's just reflect on the win of in the Mitch Beer Maiden Plate at Kembla of Ghielmi.
Yeah, he was terrific on Saturday, and you know he ran third his first start, and it was more my fault that he got beat than anything else. He was in twice at Kembla. They got called off both times in the middle of summer, which is pretty frustrating. I bit the bullet. I took him to Cowra, and it just reinforces my theory that some you take the best horse to the worst race sometimes, and you certainly don't get the best result. It was
Yeah.
an interesting track and race to say the least, but I think sometimes you're better off you just run them in good tracks, put good jockeys on, and you get your result whether they're good enough or not. He was terrific. He showed a lot of heart, ran really good time, showed good speed. So yeah, some fantastic owners in that. He races in Carl Holt's colours, and we got some ripping people involved with that. Willie Wong and all the Wade and his crew in that, and some really good people have been really patient. So he goes to Kembla again in a Class 1000 in just under a fortnight's time, provincial only. Couldn't script a better race for him.
Yeah, it was good. It was really nice the way he won as well. There was a horse outside who was being an absolute pheasant's nest for about 700 meters, and he's managed to kick on and win well. So that was really, really good.
And a big credit to, as much as it pains me to admit, a big credit to you, Gano, because there's a $1.60 favourite that won a trial by 6,
Yeah.
and I was pretty concerned about it, and you said to me, mate, like that horse has run very, very average time. It looks far more impressive than what it is. Do not shy away from this horse. And I think I said to the Ghielmi owners he was sort of $9 or $10, and I said that was a silly price, and he got out to $23 behind the gate. So they've had a good fill up, and a couple behind
Yeah.
Ghielmi too, kicking off their preparations. Puzzler and Hard Knock Life. They'll find their right races pretty soon. They were just having their first up runs over 1,000 meters, but they'll step up in distance their next starts, and I thought they weren't too shabby at all.
Yeah, the numbers out of the race stack up. So Puzzle will be winning. The All Saints, the horse you speak of, that'll probably be winning a race as well. Those looking for black books. And Kerry's got a good opinion of penalties as well. That horse went pretty well back in behind them, and Hard Knock Life will find a race for it. Did Kerry give back your iron, by the way?
Yeah, he did. He's a good man. Kerry Parker, and our new neighbour, Kerry Parker, he's moved in next door.
Yeah, good.
We're lucky to have him, Big Kez. He's a ripper. Great. That is one really fantastic thing about here in Canberra. The training community it's pretty tight knit. We've been lucky to be sort of taken in over the last 12 or 18 months, and everyone helps out each other, even sharing irons.
Have you told George about the lasagna, or have you kept that quiet?
No, that's so dark. Kerry Parker's partner, she makes the most lethal lasagna. More layers in an onion per lasagna. It's just layer after layer. It must take her 2 hours. Takes me about 13 minutes to demolish it, but She can take anything if she keeps producing the goods.
Don't let Georgie near it. It'll be gone in 10 minutes, that kid. Unbelievable stuff. He also mentioned the other day that he was referred to as the good looking guy, the attractive guy on the podcast, which I thought was a bit brazen. But anyway, we'll let that go. Thought it
Mate,
could have been you.
his own time form rating and his benchmark rating are two very different things. But yeah, we let him have it. That's his thing. He's young.
He is
He's got a
young.
good set of pearly whites on him. He's got the eyes.
And the physique. So you know what? He probably
I
ticks all the
keep showing him
boxes.
photos of like when I first started training, and I
Back in
was
my
I
day.
was yeah, I was skinny and upbeat. And I said, man, I don't know. I'm sure if you made a timeline, there's somewhere where it just drops off. I don't know where it was, but I wasn't far off young George once. I
Yeah.
see a bit of him. What about the other day?
Bit of
I
me and
was
him. I tell you what, that's no good for George. He needs to work out what the infliction point was and steer clear of it.
yeah. I remember I worked for Jason Warren, right?
Yeah.
And one day he's like, "Oh, we're really good mates, still are." And he's like, "Mate, I hadn't worked for him." I was like, "Mate, come down to the house. I've got all these fucking clothes I don't fit in anymore." And he's like handing me these shirts, like these Ralph Lauren shirts. They was all gun, like great gear. And I'm like, I remember thinking, like, how'd this fucking fat bloke ever fit in this? Like, they're not that old. They're not that old,
Yeah.
mate. I've had Angus, who rides work for me, coming out in like clothes that have been in the
Oh,
garage. It's like, oh, I found this. I'm like, I remember going out in that shirt, and I look at myself. I'm like, you such a loser. Like, how
how
did
did
it
we
get to
get
this
here?
point? How did it get to this point?
I'm still working on the sauna and the ice bath installation down there, but I think we can turn you around. Speaking of well, not turning around, I think she's probably in good form. It's probably an average segue, but November falls. She's going to turn her lack of winning form around. I think she heads to Canterbury on Friday night. Rain. The forecast has gone a little bit soft on us, but I think it's okay. We're currently on a soft six, maybe a couple of meals around, which is all she probably needs. But the most important thing here, Beery, is she's drawn barrier one, which is worth two legs at Canterbury at least.
Yeah, I think she's going great, and her form reads that she needs further.
Yep.
But her first up runs are excellent. She's had four first up runs, two wins, 2 seconds, and her 2 seconds have been very narrow defeats. I think if she brings her first up run from last preparation, where she ran second here at Kembla to a smart horse of Kieran Mars, I really only think she has to replicate that to go very close to winning. 1250 fillies and mares. She gets a little concession there or good concession with the claiming apprentice. I think she's contested some midways that are far stronger than this, and albeit they're a bit deeper into her preparation. Um, she goes really well fresh, and barrier one is worth a couple of lengths. I think her first up run's worth a couple of lengths. If we can just keep that track in that soft range, she'll stretch out nicely. And I think $13 is an outstanding price for her. I genuinely think she's a $4 or $5 chance.
It's quite ludicrous, really, the price. She is. I've got a mark
And those
60.
colours are flying. They're flying Carl's colours. They're winning everywhere at odds too. So
Yep.
long
Oh,
may it continue.
absolutely. Yeah, I had a mark $6.50. Obviously a big field, but she'll go very close. She'll give a huge sight, and some of these horses well in the market. Please, you can leave me right out of those. Newcastle, have we got the fields out for Newcastle on Saturday yet? I should.
Nah, they'll be out tomorrow, but Backburn will kick off there at 1400, and more cash, who was
Gosh.
a sneaky okay run down at the Sapphire Coast. His first run, he's improved a lot from that, getting out to 14. He'll get out, further in time, but he's not far away from winning a race. So hopefully he can draw a gate and end up having a nice run down there, because he'll go around decent odds, and he's improved a hell of a lot from his first run.
He worked the hands off the clock on Tuesday morning. More cash. I said to George, "Is you want to check that equimeter? It might be broken."
I think one of Elon's satellites must have moved, because a couple of them ran up in pretty decent time this week. So the data machine's been going off like a frog in a sock. But
Yes, like a golf
we're
swing.
starting to. It's a really interesting thing between yourself, George, and me. We're really starting to get our heads into and working around that data and what it means and what we can learn from it. And yeah, it's been really, really intriguing, and it's good to have you looking at it as well, and from an outsider's perspective that is just looking at that data and not looking at the track work, and it's good, really good to have those eyes that sort of aren't caught up in the stable and understand it that outsider's perspective. It's gone well.
Yeah, it's going well. Really looking forward to that building as well as, as we head into the autumn carnival and say not the better horses, but I guess they probably are. The high quality horses come through and we start to see some numbers really jump off the page. It's good stuff. It's intriguing stuff, but it's only stuff that's going to keep on helping and moving us forward, finding us another winner. Speaking of finding us winners, you were able to find us another wheel. Not even I could stop you jumping on that bandwagon. What would you make
And
of that performance? It's pretty impressive, wasn't it? They
oh,
cleared them out.
it was pretty good. You know what? A lot of people have put old uh, what's his name? The hero cult horse. What's his name? Mr. Brightside.
Mr. B.
Also one of the most overrated songs of all time, Mr. Brightside.
Yeah,
Could go the rest of my life and not listen to Mr. Brightside.
yeah, I'd agree with that. It's been
Yeah.
overplayed. It's up there with horses. It's been flogged within an inch of
Yeah.
its life.
Absolute stinker. Tell you the
It's
other
not
one
that
that
bad. It's not bad.
shit. I tell you the other one that an absolute dance floor clearer.
Yeah,
Uh, Kanye West Gold Digger. I
yeah,
can't even think of a worse song that I could, and everyone gets around it. I don't know why.
yeah. You just mentioned probably two songs where I'd imagine would absolutely fill a dance floor, and you've penned them both. So obviously you don't like dancing, but that's fine.
Not at my party, they wouldn't. I can assure you.
Yeah,
Um,
your
Speaking
40s
of
won't be far away either next year.
enough out of you, please. I tell you what, I got absolutely thanks to the. I'm not going to name names here, but I got absolutely roasted on Twitter yesterday because of you and George and Steph having a good
Saw that.
laugh.
Good
Yeah,
gear.
hilarious. Hilarious. So, yeah, they've all been banned from the podcast. I've made George sit in his room while we do this now. Um, Salonius, don't jump off him. I tipped him last week and what did he run? Fifth, right?
Mm,
At 40 to 1.
yeah.
Criminal. It just couldn't have worked out any worse. They all scratched, small field, went slow. He overraced a bit, but we're not getting off the Salonius bandwagon. He'll go to 1,300 here in a fortnight, getting better at the weights because it's a restricted 68. So he'll get in far better, but and he'll be big odds again. We're not jumping off. We're staying aboard the Salonius train,
The Salonius.
stopping at no stations.
The only station will be fill up station. Hopefully
Yeah.
we get $51. There was about 30 blokes at a 40th birthday party at the Union Hotel on Salonius at around 40 to 1. And
It was a painful watch.
yeah, yep.
I was watching it I was at a wedding, I was watching it under my suit. And I started getting all like emotional and I turned around and one of my mates patted me on the back. Thought I was
You trying
getting
to win
a
while
bit
you're crying.
swept up in the wedding, and I was most certainly not. I was firmly focused on what I just missed out on by him running a drum with Ghielmi into him each way. But hey, I took it and I just went, "Oh mate, great wedding, great wedding, great wedding."
Always an entertainer. Righto, let's go to a staking plan. What do you got for us? I'll give you $200 again. You do well when I give you the more money I give you, the
Well,
better you do.
I'll tell you what, we're
Yeah,
having $100 invested in the races, and we're having 100 invested on LIV Golf Adelaide, which kicks off tomorrow.
it's a good point you make.
So
Let's
I,
let's do horses. Oh yeah, we'll do it the same so that way our man is
uh,
putting
it's
the
pretty
sheet.
easy for me. I'm
Yeah,
just
go.
going to be having 50 each way on November Falls on Friday night. That's a no brainer.
Yeah.
Easy for me. Keep it simple. But when we delve into LIV Golf, Cam Smith, I think he's a ripping price. I think he's nearly 20 to 1, Cam Smith.
Big price.
Um, yeah, big price, big price. And if we want one even pricier, if that's a word,
Price. Yeah.
pricier, is that a thing?
No.
No, okay, sweet. Well, I did year 9 at Digital Secondary College, so fucking back off. All right, I'm doing well. DJ, Big Dustin Johnson, 70 to 1 and $5 to run top 10. I think I think the big fella could absolutely launch, get over here, get on the cans in Adelaide, and just absolutely let loose.
When was the last time DJ won anything? It's been a while.
Mate, okay, will you ever back horses that haven't won for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. So lay off it. Golf's not easy, Gano. You should know that.
Yeah. I've missed
That's why
more.
you're doing podcasts with me
I've
on
missed
a
more
Thursday.
cuts than you've had hot dinners. I know that. Deary
There
me.
you go. That's my hundred. So I'll have 50 each round that. I'll have 50 to win on Cam Smith,
Yep.
and I'll have 30 by 20 by 30 on DJ.
Righto. I have $50 on Abraham Answer. He has a short game to absolutely dominate. I can't
Who?
remember the last two. Abraham Answer. I'm pretty sure he's Mexican. He won an Aussie Open not so maybe 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
He would have been in
That,
the top 50 in the world when they
that
did
would have
the
during my
split.
golfing hiatus.
Yes, yes. He's got the short game to win around that track, so he's a big chance. And get a man that's just absolutely firing on all cylinders. He's gone from just being a nobody to a somebody to the man, Lucas Herbert.
Oh he's just on fire.
He's the big dog, and Live Golf suits him because he like there's no cuts. He doesn't care. He just hits it as hard as he can.
I
$21.
forgot to I forgot to tell you something as well. I've been searching for something in life. I need a bit of luck. We've been having no luck, right?
And we all, yeah.
And while I was buying my balaclava today, battery included, right? I've got her on the desk,
Yeah.
Kitty, and she's going to turn everything around. Absolutely everything. I was at the counter and I was fucking mesmerized by it, right? And I'm just watching this hand go, and I'm like, I have never needed something. Looks like me after 12 schooners trying to get the free spins on something at the West Illawarra Club.
You might be able to take it with you.
Yeah, she doesn't have to go back to the ATM twice, so she's steaming here, just sitting on the desk. But hey, everything's going to turn around. We've got Kitty now.
It is
She's
in.
perched up here.
How much did Kitty cost, or did you just take her?
$12, mate.
Oh,
Bargain.
oh,
I spent
that's
more on a croissant across the road.
yeah. Rumor has it that you boys bought half the croissant at the bakery this morning, so you've done well there.
And that George Carpenter must have a tapeworm bigger than himself, mate. All he does is eat and just walk around with his washboard abs out. It's criminal.
It's criminal stuff.
Criminal.
I'm going to take it to Canterbury tomorrow. Race one, number 5, Eternal. J Mac aboard is Strawn Barrow 1. You're getting $3. That is ludicrous. It'll be winning. We can kick off there. So we'll have $50 on it. And then we'll go to November Falls. We will have 50. What are we going to do there? We're going to have 25
Oh,
the win on it. And then I'm going to have $25 place multi November Falls just to really screw up our man in digital into race 8, number 8, Go Troppo, the place. That horse is also around $7, but I think it can win as well. So there's 3 tips for Canterbury. I think Ramsey looks a little bit up and about, looks pretty difficult sort of card. Weather's a bit 50-50, so I'm not really betting up there. I think Switzerland's an absolute moral in the Lightning Stakes. Have you had a look at that?
you're off your head.
Name your
It
price.
can't- What price is it now?
$3, and a sports bet accidentally hit the wrong button this morning and it went to 440 for about 10 or 12 minutes.
Uh,
And then it wasn't there much longer.
nah, nah. I'll tell you what. I'll give you $3.20 about it.
Got $4. I just told you I got $4.40.
It's 270 on tab now.
Yeah, so this morning it was about for 15 minutes. It got to $4.40 with sports bet. So
Till the smart money came.
no, I don't know.
There's a
It's
number
probably fishy going
number
on
of
there.
horses that can beat that, including Growing Empire, Traffic Warden, and Benedetta. So I wish you well
They'll
in
need
hell.
they'll need plenty of luck. They won't say which way he went. To Beer and a Bet, episode 9455. We'll be back. Oh, Beery, how do we get involved in the stable?
Ring Steph.
Or email steph@mitchbyracing.com.au.
See you later.
Bye for now.